Hey, this is Amy with Flower Moxie, and I'm doing an unboxing video of our ready-made bouquet Sweet Plum. And I freaking love this. This is a lot like our Moody Violet. And like Royal Purple isn't my favorite go-to, but this like Moody Plum just speaks to me. So I was excited to get these in again. We're doing the shoot on Thursday, and today is Tuesday, so it's 2 days before. For your wedding, you'd probably get these about 3 to 4 days before. And just know that when you get them, you are going to be disappointed. And that's why I do these unboxing videos, is so you can see what it looks like after they've shipped and how they're a little bit underwhelming at first, but that's normal. So I've got these hydration vessels, and you can easily find inexpensive ones at Walmart or the dollar store. And this is optional, but I'm adding a little bit of flower food to it. And that's just to give it a little bit of sugar. Because these have traveled for a few days, they're gonna look slightly underwhelming, like we talked about, and they're gonna be tired and kind of dehydrated. So this helps. Okay. So I don't like bouquets to be this long. So I'm gonna cut off quite a bit of the length during the hydration period. And if I were to hand this off to a client, I would cut it even shorter. And this one's the large bouquet, and I want it to flare out. And so what I'm going to do is let it have some space, because it's very fresh, meaning the flowers are very tight. And so we want these flowers to blow out and open. Now this is beautiful as it is, but let's say you want your bridal to be larger. You can easily backfill with additional flowers. You can combine, you know, a bridal and a bridesmaid or a centerpiece size. So I think this is what I would consider probably a small to medium bridal size. But it is going to fluff up as the days go by, because again, it's been very compacted during transit to keep the flowers safe, and they're very green, which is what you want. They're not grocery store flowers that are already like blown and done and will only last a couple days. They'll last a good while. So I can expect that tomorrow and the next day, these are definitely going to look differently. I will have to pluck off some of the guard petals. So just know that even though these are trimmed, cleaned, and ready to go, they don't remove the guard petals, and that's for a reason. It protects the rose during transit, so it will be nothing for me to go through and pluck off some of these petals. But I'm not gonna mess with that now, because this just needs to like hydrate and calm down after its big trip. Carnations, they come enclosed as well. A lot of times they'll open on their own, but if you ever need to fluff them out, you take your thumb and you press down on them, and that helps blow out and fluff up that carnation. But this will look very different tomorrow. And let's talk about backfilling. Let's say this is really, really close to what you want. Let's say there might be one thing in it that you don't want, or one thing in it that you do want. So if there's something that you don't like, just pull it out and put it in a centerpiece or a bud vase. And if there's something that you want, just buy the additional bunches and backfill. And that's why I wanted to bring these in. That's why I wanted to sell these, is because it takes out like over half the work for my DIYers, my new florists, and my experienced florists. Like even as a florist, which I'm not an active booking florist anymore because I'm running Flower Moxie, we were talking internally, like myself and other professional florists who work for us. It's like, I would buy these, like if I had a wedding that this was her color palette, I would buy these ready-mades in a heartbeat, because it would cut down so much of my time and my work. And then I would just come in and backfill with some various other things like amnesia roses, brown lisianthus, maybe more ranunculus. Let's say I wanted to go heavier on my greenery, so I'd bring in some like Israeli ruscus. But the work is already done, and that's what takes the longest. It doesn't take me long to build a bouquet, like not at all. It takes a long time for me to clean and get everything ready. So that's the beauty in these ready-mades. So highly, highly recommend. And the price point ends up being the same, like stem, I feel like stem for stem. And then the time you save, especially the week of your wedding, it's gonna be a busy week for you. You think, no, it won't be that bad. Oh, my friend, it's gonna be a busy week. So these are a big lifesaver. Underwhelming today will be beautiful tomorrow. So we'll just give them a day. And just know that the photos that you're seeing on our website are these actual bouquets because we brought them in to do the photo shoot. And of course I want to do an unpacking video for you just so you can know what to expect.
Hey, this is Callie with Flower Moxie. I wanted to talk to you about our pre-made bouquet called Sweet Plum. So this is our purple lavender plummy bouquet of the collection. It comes with a lot of really fun different tones of purple. But let's talk about what pre-made bouquets are. So this bouquet was actually made at the farm and then it ships directly to your door. And you can see here, it's already in a spiral bouquet format, which means it was built perfectly, and that's what we love. So if you receive these bouquets, this is what they look like when they come in. They've had a day to hydrate. All we did was cut the stems, put them in a vase, and let them drink water overnight. And this is the arrangement that you'll see. So in this video, I wanted to show you how you can sort of manipulate this bouquet, change the shape, and even add some of your favorite flowers. So this is the Sweet Plum bouquet. You see it and you think purple, but I wanted to show you kind of two different directions that you could go with this. These are true purple sweet peas. So if you wanted to go more purple, you could add this to it. Personally, I think these are more plum, like redder purples, and this may clash a little bit. So just to get a perspective on the differences in purple here, the Sweet Plum bouquet is more of like a burgundy red shade of purple than a true purple flower. So for that reason, I'm going to use these dusty amnesia roses. You can see how that kind of more matches the tones that we have in this bouquet. And then just for a pop of fun, I love these fuchsia peonies. Fun fact, I ordered burgundy peonies, I got fuchsia, and I was very pleasantly surprised with how perfectly these match this bouquet. So we adjust, we overcome, we conquer. That's what we're doing today. All right, so let's start changing this bouquet up a little bit. This would be the bridal bouquet. It costs around $75 to $100. Great price, but honestly, it saves you so much time as well. So for a bridal bouquet, we know we like to have kind of one-sided, a flat back. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust these flowers into layers, so to speak. So I'm gonna push these lower ones down a little bit and pull these back flowers up high. And typically, if I have anything delicate like a ranunculus or an anemone in the back, I don't want that to be the thing that's like touching whoever is holding this bouquet because they are more prone to snap or break. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that and put it more inside the bouquet so that the stem is a little more stable. And I may change this placement later. I know myself and I don't want to break that stem before I even get to placing things where I want them. Okay, so really quickly, that was step one. Done was kind of creating this flat back for the bouquet. And now I'm just gonna adjust things. I have a mirror over here, so I'm gonna look there and kind of get things where I initially want them to be. Okay, well that was very fast because this bouquet was so well made. Again, it was ready to go before I started messing with it. If you know me, I'm gonna mess with things and see how I can manipulate this and make it my own. So since I shifted things around, I did notice immediately there was a hole right here. So I'm gonna use my amnesia rose and that same spiral. Whoa. If I can get it in there. There we go. No, that's not right. There it is. fill that hole. You can't see it too well, but I do have a lot of other amnesia stems, so I'm gonna kind of balance that out now. As I'm adding stems, of course, you know, the bouquet is getting bigger. It makes me want to hold on to these stems a little tighter, but I remind myself to loosen my grip. That not only, you know, lets the bouquet keep an organic shape, it allows you to more easily weave these stems in. Notice I'm adding my stems in the spiral. I don't want to cross the stem with the others. That would put a lot of pressure, tension on the stem and could cause them to snap. It's not what we want to happen. So though I added that stem on the back, you can see because it's in the spiral here, it comes across in the front where I wanted it to be right there. Okay, I feel pretty good about those amnesia placements. Now it's time for the showstoppers. So we have our fuchsia peonies. We know wherever these are, the eyes are gonna be, so we're gonna be really careful with these placements, particular, make sure that they're where we need them. So I do want one down low. Kind of my big open one to be a little off center. I don't want it to be right in the middle of the bouquet. So let's see here. Oh yeah, I really just love that pop of color. If monochromatic is more your vibe, maybe this isn't for you, but I do consider this still to be monochromatic. It's all in this reddish purple family. The more stems you add, the harder it can be to add to this spiral, but just keep trying until you find it. Okay, I have 3 peonies. I think I would like another one sort of down low here to bring the eye down. And then I have this peony that's still a bit of a bud. One thing we know about peonies, it's a bud today, actually maybe 2 hours from now, it may be fully blown open. So I'm gonna trust that it's gonna open as I add it to this bouquet. I don't want to pretend like this is gonna stay a bud and put it in a place where if it bloomed up, it would be weird. So try to keep that in mind when working with peonies. Wherever you add this, it could bloom out really big, which would be a good thing. I think I'm actually going to kind of group these two together. So I'm gonna tuck it in a little bit further, and then when that opens, I think we'll have a really nice focal point right off center there. Okay, now that I have all my placements, I want to loosen my hands again and just kind of shake this out. I'm gonna look in the mirror one more time and see if I see any holes or anything that needs adjusting. Some really cute scabiosa and ranunculus that have sunken down and kind of gone missing in here. So I'm looking for those and just pulling them out a little further to add a little bounciness, a little movement to this bouquet. And also, what's the point of having them in the bouquet if you can't see them? Okay, I feel pretty good about that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my stems. So it's nice to cut your stems at an angle. It allows them to soak up more water, hydrate better. And also keep in mind that you want to cut your stems all the same length. And not only is that aesthetically pleasing, but whenever you put your bouquet in water, the water level is going to be at one spot, and you don't want there to be any straggler short stems that aren't getting water. The last thing you want is like big old rose to be dead the day of the wedding or your event. So I add my zip tie. I don't tighten it too tightly. I keep it loose. You can see there, because now I'm just gonna kind of loosen up these stems again. I don't want them to be crammed. I don't want the zip tie to break any stems. And I want to be able to adjust and add or take away as needed. So of course, one last ooh and ah in the mirror, and I think we are good. So this was the Sweet Plum Premade bouquet. I added fuchsia peonies and dusty lavender amnesia roses. Again, remembering that this is very plum purple, and I just felt like I wanted to enhance those colors with, you know, the dusty kind of moody amnesia and then the bright pop of fuchsia. But you could take this in any number of directions. So however you want to customize it, know that you can, and make this your own. So I'd love to hear what ideas you have or how you would adjust this and customize it yourself. Again, Sweet Plum Bouquet, let me know what you think.